Good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me to Berlin. He's the son of the local tobacco seller. To his left is his student, a 6-year-old girl, very short for the computer. And what they were doing was quite interesting. He was teaching her to browse. So in 1999, this was incredible. So everybody said, how can this be possible? How do they know English? What do they make of the computer? How do they know about the internet? I have no answers at all. And my colleague said, well, it must be something really simple. A passing adult, a passers-by, must have seen these children standing in front of the computer. You can turn the volume down because I'll translate for you. When I went back after 3 months, I met this 10-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl, and they were playing a Microsoft game on the computer. And what he was saying to me as soon as he saw me was, we want a faster processor and a better mouse. They appointed a boy whose job was to lift up children who were too small so that you could see the screen. Remember, they are left alone, so they had to invent everything on their own. In order for all this to happen, computers and the internet must be provided to these children in a safe and in a public space that they can associate with free time and with play.
Yes. Every lecture makes a circle. Yes. They just make circle
Now you won't be able to see what's on that screen, but I'll tell you what was happening because it was a very revealing moment for me. If you had watched carefully, while they were talking to each other, there were 2 boys below who were staring at them continuously. And by the time Pascal said, oh look, the cutout shapes had changed to triangles, rectangles, different kind. They were listening to them arguing and had changed and done whatever it is that they wanted to do in those few seconds. So again, if you don't supervise them, they behave differently. And girls can improve the quality of their algebra by themselves if you just give them the right environment. So at this time, a fair possible that groups of children can complete their schooling on their own. So everybody said, what do you mean by schooling? So I said, well, whatever the government says is schooling. In England, the government says there is an examination called GCSE. If you can pass it, you're schooled. So, can they do it on their own? An archaeologist who's, doing a dig in Pakistan, that sort of thing. And then I said, after watching the film, you make your own groups of 4. And you'll see that when they make a group of 4, they usually have 3 friends and 1 professor with glasses, just in case. So they make their groups of 4, then they research the subject, and then they get back to each other and tell each other what they found out. Very, very simple, straightforward method. So here they're researching a film on what Leonardo da Vinci might have looked like. And now they've gathered around the computer, they're doing their researching. But I'll just show you one little sequence here. Hello there. How's it going?
Fine.
Terrific. Did you find? Oh my goodness, that's a lovely picture. Is that by Leonardo?
We found it on the... what did we find this on? We went into Google and we typed in we went into Portal and we typed in Leonardo da Vinci.
Wonderful. So, left to themselves, they would figure out almost anything that I gave them to do. But more interestingly, after just 8 such sessions, they were beginning to ask questions like, so what does one have to do to work in Africa with animals? So I said, just finish your school, do a bit of biology, that's it, it's easy. And they're not. So I could see the little brain sticking over there. It's not hard to change aspiration, it's very easy. But we need the cooperation of the media. So what am I doing now? I'm building these things called self-organized learning environments. They are basically like cyber cafes for children, built either inside or close to a school. The furniture is designed so that 4 to 6 children can cluster around each computer. The screens are big and visible clearly. The walls are glass, and it's in some sort of a public location. They're allowed to do anything they like. There's open access to the internet, but I have a piece of software. Okay, before I get to that, there are 13 of these in operation. 12 of them are in Hyderabad and Maharashtra in India, and 1 is in the basement of the Newcastle University in the UK. Subsidized broadband and electricity in all schools. I know that schools here don't have a problem with that, but schools in many other countries, many other parts of the world have this problem. It needs government action. Children deserve the internet, as we heard from our speakers before. So it's time we subsidize that. We need self-organized and fault-tolerant technology. Now, this is a request to the companies.